So historical archaeology also includes what we would consider critical theory. Critical theory is the idea that the social sciences have a bunch of theory, but what do we actually do with it? So to this level, again, the critique is, what are we actually doing with historical archaeology? And again, I've talked about kind of, you know, looking at hidden history, correcting inaccuracies, and re-examining the history books, really. It is a critique of the modern social order, right, that looks at the exploitative class interests. It aims to change and not simply to understand society. So again, these theories are not, or critical theory is not used to just understand something. It's to understand it, and then how do we actually change it? So again, the exploitative class, how do we actually use archaeology to change that structure, that power structure and hierarchy? The goal is to explain the social world, to criticize it, and to empower the audience to deal with it in a more productive and advocating way in terms of actually creating change. So how is it that we use this historical archaeology and this data to move forward and make real shifting change? Critical theory is a post-processual orientation. This is the idea that again, I would say processual and the old guard of scientific method was kind of staunch in their box, and post-processual people are saying, yeah, but so what? What does this data actually do for you? What does it do for us as people? I mean, these are the higher level questions that we end up asking in the field of anthropology anyway. I would say that archaeologists are now forced to re-examine and actually go through this process of using critical theory. And again, you could get into what's called critical archaeology, where you're using it to inform the populace, and then using that data then to change, right, policy, law, those kinds of things. The idea here is that critical theorists should actually join the exploitated class, underrepresented groups, and give voice to the past before class and capitalism changed how humans interact on an egalitarian basis. So the idea here is that how did this happen? How did hierarchy emerge out of this egalitarian structure of civilization? So again, being a critical theorist, looking at the development of things like Çatalhöyük and Göbekli Tepe, give us some real good insight into how that hierarchy actually comes about of egalitarianism. So again, I think critical theory is very, very important in the field moving forward. And again, I think anthropology a lot of times gets the question of, yeah, but so what? What do you do with that? And this is actually the next level of actually changing the society around us using the past and using the archaeological data. All right, that is all for historical archaeology.